Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Breed Field for girls softball. This is Interleague. Newton South taking on St. Mary's. St. Mary's looking to go 3-0. Newton South has two things they want to accomplish. They want to go 3-1. They're 2-1, but they also want to beat St. Mary's. The one loss they have is to St. Mary's at Newton South. Frank Woolley on the mound. Sophia Hazarika, the center fielder, is the hitter for Newton South. In for a strike. Frank Woolley was an outfielder mostly, but she got some pitching last year with Miss Newhall on the mound. Outstanding. Moved on to college. Frank Woolley becomes the number one pitcher, and she's doing extremely well. She got some good wins last year. She got some time on the mound, and now she's making it pay off. Didn't miss by much. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. The sun started to pop out for a minute there. I got excited. Hit foul. Fielded by Colleen Newberry, the St. Mary's coach, who was an outstanding player. She was the first slapper. And the sun pops back out a little bit again. Strike 3 call. Good pitch. Just froze her at the plate. This is kind of a veteran team. They lost Lily Newhall, the pitcher, but they've got Frank Woolley to take over on the mound. They've got Riley Zukas, Gabby Marichal, Michaela Walker, Kylie Williams, Roma Braid, Brooke Maloney from last year. In for a strike, right at the knees. If you could keep it right there, you could make a living. Swing and a miss. I apologize. I do not know the name of the Newton South coach, and we're friends. I see him all the time at St. Mary's basketball games. He knows quite a bit about the St. Mary's programs. He's the guardian of Yursi Quealis, the outstanding basketball player for St. Mary's. And he's done a great job with her. She's a great lady. And I apologize. We know each other. We say hi. That just missed for ball 4. But we've never been formally introduced. Never said, hi, my name is. But he does a great job. Matty Wong, the pitcher. And I think he told me that when they played St. Mary's the first time, Matty Wong, I think he told me, is their ace. And she wasn't there when they played St. Mary's the first time. Hit in the center field for a base hit. So the pitcher helps herself with a base hit. Line shot up the middle. So after a strikeout, a walk and a hit puts runners at first and second for Savvy Cooperman, the left fielder. St. Mary's is trying to wipe out the last game they played here. Forget about it. They put 27 runs on the board and beat Matney on 27-2. And they had to come back and almost like restarts the season again, saying those games aren't going to be that easy. We're going to get back to working hard. Hit foul out of play. I was here yesterday. St. English edged out Revere 10-9 with a runner thrown out at the plate in the 7th inning for Revere to get English to win by a run. And it was bitterly, bitterly cold. It's overcast now. The sun has popped back in, but nowhere near as cold as it was yesterday. It's still not spring-like weather. Hit foul off the backstop. I forgot to mention those veterans coming back. Roma Breed behind the plate does a great job handling the pitching. In on the fish, he fouls it over the Newton South dugout. One of those 2 wins by Newton South gives them a big win in Newton. They beat Newton North. Missing low for a ball. Hit to first base. They turn the double play. Catino. I should mention Catino, outstanding goaltender. She had a tremendous career. She had a great year this year. She had a great career at St. Mary's as their #1 goaltender. She had some tremendous games. She was outstanding for St. Mary's. They went to the state final this year. They lost 2. One cost them the Catholic Central League Championship. They lost to Williams the only time they played Williams. And the last one, they lost in the state final. She had an outstanding season, an outstanding career, and she's been a big part of the softball team as well. For St. Mary's, it'll be Ashley Padilla, the third baseman, leading off. Brooke Maloney will play center field and bat second. Pitching and batting third, Anna Frangwoolley. The catcher, Roma Braid, hits fourth. Kylie Williams, first time this year we're having one. Designated player, she's hitting for the first baseman, Catino. Batting fifth. Michaela Walker will play short and bat sixth. Batting seventh and playing left field, Lori Surreal. Gabby Marichal will bat eighth and play second base. And bringing up the tail end of the batting order is the right fielder, Riley Zukas, hitting ninth. Maddie Wong on the mound for Newton South. St. Mary's got those 27 runs. All of the subs coming off the bench got to play, got hits, got RBIs. They had, if I remember correctly, they had 6 hits that resulted in 2 RBI, plus a grand slam home run by Brooke Maloney. So they were swinging the bats. So Ashley Padilla, the third baseman, will lead it off. High for a ball. I talk about Colleen Newbury, the coach. Used to be Colleen Paco when she played. at Fisher Fenwick. Hit in the air to deep center field, drifting back, making the catch. Nice job. Hazarika went back over the shoulder and took extra bases away from Padilla. Nice play by the center fielder. But Colleen Parker Newbury was an outstanding player at Fenwick. Won, I believe it was 4 state championships. And then she won 1 as an assistant coach. Fenwick playing in the state tournament. The girl hit a home run to win the game in the bottom of the 7th inning against Fenwick. And Colleen Parker said to the Fenwick coach, she missed third base. They appealed out. They went on and won it in extra innings to get another state title. Down and away. Maloney becomes the first base runner for St. Mary's, drawing a walk. So both pitchers give out walks to the second hitter after getting the first hitter out. Frank Woolley can help herself. And she does. Lines it in the left field for a base hit, jumping on the first pitch. So St. Mary's duplicates the top of the first inning by Newton South. A walk and a hit, put runners at first and second with 1 out. St. Mary's turned a double play to get out of it. Roma Braid, the catcher, will be the hitter. High for a ball. High again. Brooke Maloney at second base. She's a part of the outstanding girls basketball team that won the state championship. She's a great 3-sport athlete: basketball, softball, soccer. And as good as an athlete she is, she's an even better young lady. You've heard me say many times, I wish everybody could get to know these young ladies and young men like I do. In for a strike. I have the privilege of watching them, talking about them, and then meeting them. And it's made my life a whole lot richer. So the walk to Braid loads the bases for St. Mary's. Hit foul off the backstop. This is Kyla Williams. She came in relief. She came in the second or third inning, and all she did was get 2 hits, a double, and knocked in 5 runs in the last game. Coming off the bench. Hits it in the air, popped up to the first baseman in foul territory. She got under enough to pop it up. 2A, they leave it up to Michaela Walker, the shortstop. High for a ball. Hit in the center field for a base hit. That's going to be 2 runs. Big 2-out hit by Walker. Maloney scores easily from third. Frank Woolley in from second. 2 runs in. Lori Surreal, the left fielder, hits it high in the air and out of play. She came in relief. Yes, he got a couple of hits, scored a couple of runs, knocked in a run. As I mentioned, everybody that played got involved. Lined in the left field for a base hit. Might have gone off the third baseman's glove. So 2 on with 2 out. Gabby Marichal will be the 8th hitter in the inning. So just what Newton South didn't want to happen. St. Mary's getting out early, putting 2 on the board. Lined in the right center field for a base hit. That's another run. Another big 2-out hit by Marichal. So first and third. Line to the shortstop. She went the other way. Zukas hit it well. Shortstop took 1 step to her right and picked it. So St. Mary's gets a big 2-out hit by Walker for 2. A big 2-out hit by Marichal for an RBI. They put 3 on the board. We played an inning here at Breed in this interleague battle. St. Mary's 3. Newton South nothing. Nora Prasad, the shortstop, will be the hitter. I'm not sure what they're waiting for, the umpire. And the hitter who's up is over at the St. Mary's dugout. I don't know if she's being attended to by Miss Gagnon, the outstanding trainer for St. Mary's. I think that's what it was. So we're getting ready. She'll step up, and we'll be back to softball. Frank Woolley starting her second inning. She's now got a 3-run cushion to work with. In for a strike. She can bring it. Hit the second base. Marichal bobbles it. She can't make the play. So the error puts the leadoff hitter on. Just a little tapper. Looked like she took her eye off it when she went to get it. And then when she went to get it to throw it, just couldn't handle it. Bobbled it. Hannah Schwager is the hitter. High and tight for a ball. Hit in a right center field. Maloney knocks it down. The runner on the way to third. The throw is there, but it bounces away. And the runner is going to try and score. Out at the plate. With nobody out, Maloney threw a perfect throw, but it just bounced away from the third baseman. I don't know if the coach is coming out saying the ball was out of play. I think he's saying it bounced inside the dugout, but the umpire is saying no. He's still appealing his case, but it's not going to do him any good. I'm not sure why she was going. They went ahead second and third, nobody out. She was lucky that ball shot hopped the third baseman Padilla, because she was out at third if Padilla handles that throw from Maloney. But then when it bounced by, and even then she didn't go right away, she hesitated and it went. She was easily out on the tag. The throw by Padilla and the tag by Braid knocked her down at home. So now they have a runner at third with one out instead of second and third and no outs. Hit in the air, backing up, and that's going to bring home a run. Laurie Sherrill did a nice job backing up and making the play. Shreve hit that a long way. So Newton South gets on the board. Wide for a ball to Addie Shalik. Inning of plays, the line shot to right center field for a base hit. Looked like it was going to go in the gap. Extra bases, a run home, either a double or a triple. Maloney did a great job getting over and get a glove on it and knocking it down, and almost threw the runner out at third base. And then Padilla stayed with it and threw the runner out at the plate. So they get a run, but they could have at least two in for a strike. Addie Shalik is the second baseman. So the error started the inning cost him. Two quick strikes. Line foul. Off to the right side. Strike three called. Gets her second strikeout. Both of them called. So they get out of the inning, but Newton South puts a run on the board. They got a run with a base hit. The error helped extend the inning. So Newton South eats into that 3-0 lead. It's now 3-1 going into the bottom of the second inning. And we'll start all over again with St. Mary's having the top of the order up. They batted around in the first inning. It'll be Ashley Padilla, Brooke Maloney, and Frank Woolley. The three hitters to start the second inning against Maddie Wong. So walks hurt Newton South in the first, and error helped out Newton South. The error was the run that was thrown out at the plate, but being thrown out at the plate, it enabled the hitter who got the base hit to wind up at third base and scoring on the sacrifice fly. And the coach for Newton South is still battling his case as to what's in play and what's not in play. He's still saying the ball wound up in the dugout. He's saying the third baseman was actually in the St. Mary's dugout when she picked up the ball. But it's a moot point now because we're going to start the second inning with St. Mary's leading at 3-1, looking to go 3-0 on the early season. We've had kind of a mismatch. Medford in the Greater Boston League has, I don't know if they forfeited or canceled or put off for what they did with the softball team. They were supposed to play English here Monday, classical here yesterday, and both times Medford canceled. So I don't know if they're having problems, or obviously they're having problems. Hit in here to deep right field, going back, making the play. Vivi Shreve hustled back and took extra bases away from Ashley Padilla. That's the second time. First time up, Padilla hit it deep to center, and Hazarika took it away. Now she goes deep to right, and Shreve takes it away. Brooke Maloney started the 3-run inning with a walk and scored the first run. High for a ball. Tries to bunt and fouls it off. She can fly. She showed it yesterday when she hit the ball over the right fielder's head, scooted all the way around the bases for a grand slam home run. She's a great soccer player. She gets up and down the field very quickly. In for a strike. Chops that one to second base, and they'll throw her out. She had 2 strikes. She had a guard at the plate. She kind of, almost like she was chopping wood, hitting that ball to second base. 2 up, 2 down for Anna Frangwoolley. Got the first hit for St. Mary's and scored the second run, helping herself. Down, I said down and away, it's a strike. I guess I better let the umpire call balls and strikes. That one's up and away, 1-1. Newton South coach still talking to the umpires about that play. Popped up. First baseman makes the play, so an easy 1-2-3 inning for Maddie Wong. We've completed 2. That 3-run first inning is the difference. 3-1 St. Mary's over Newton South at the end of 2. 9-1-2 for Newton South as we start the 3rd inning. Lauren Kelly, the catcher, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Hit foul to the backstop, quickly 0-2. St. Mary's will play the season, and at the end of May will be the Holland tournament right here. The last Saturday and Sunday. Called third strike, a perfect pitch. The last Saturday and Sunday, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, will be the Holland tournament at almost the same time. The last Friday and the last Saturday at Fraser Field will be the Mullins tournament, which will be for the 2nd year, honoring Dougie Mullins, outstanding young man who passed away way too soon. Those 2 tournaments will end the regular season. Up and away for a ball. Sophia Hazarika, the center fielder, was called on strikes leading off the ball game. It's a bunt, and I'm going to give her a base hit. She got it down. Padilla tried to make the catch in the air. It bounced at her shoe top. She couldn't get a hold of it. And Hazarika was on first base with a bunt single. Paige Taylor, the first baseman, drew a walk. In for a strike. Hazarika popped that bunt up. It looked like it might have been playable. Padilla tried to catch it in the air. When she couldn't, it bounced right at her shoe tops and just couldn't pick it up. Down and in, faked the bunt. Didn't offer, so it's a ball. In for a strike, 1-2. In for a strike. On the pitch, Hazarika steals second base. It was a call third strike to Taylor. All the strikeouts have been called. Two-way with a runner at second base. Maddie Wong got a base hit her first time up, and then she was doubled up when Catino fielded the line drive and stepped on first for the double play to end the first inning. Busy for a ball. So Hazarika, who got a bunt single, has stolen second. She's in scoring position with 2 outs. High for a ball. Just missing. Hit the second. Walker makes the play. So they get a runner in scoring position with a bunt single and a stolen base, but 2 strikeouts and a ground ball against St. Mary's out of the inning. We'll move into the bottom half of the third inning, with St. Mary's leading it 3-1. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Lady Spartans starting the bottom of the third inning. I've gone this far, and I have to mention Lynn has lost an outstanding friend, a great contributor to the community. Buzzy Barton, former outstanding athlete at Lynn English, former outstanding coach, both the boys and the girls team, and has done outstanding work for the community as a counselor at large for many years. Unfortunately, has passed away. He was a great friend of mine. He was a great friend of so many. I shudder to think what that funeral is going to be like. He touched an awful lot of people. He helped a lot of young people. He was an outstanding gentleman. And when you lose someone like that, you can't fill that hole. That's a you can't get somebody to replace Buzzy Barton. There is no replacement for Buzzy Barton. It's hard to explain how much he contributed to the city of Lynn, to the young people of the city, to the old people of the city. He was just an outstanding gentleman who did so much for so many, and he will be greatly missed. God bless my good friend Buzzy Barton, and God bless his family and all of his legion of friends. Hit in the air, coming on the right field. It can't get there. It bounces in front of her. It was a mile in the air. The second baseman went to cover second base. She was closer to the play than the right fielder. And it bounces. And Roma Bray is on for the second time. She drew a walk and scored a run. Now she's on with a base hit. Callie Williams popped up to the first baseman her one trip. And she swings through that. She got a money's worth on that pitch and swung right through it. Hit on the ground to the second baseman. They'll throw Williams out at first. It's not a sacrifice, but it works the same because Braid winds up at second base. And Michaela Walker, who got a big base hit with 2 outs in the first inning to knock in the first 2 runs, is up again with a runner in scoring position. Hits it in the right center field for another base hit. She's got another RBI. Big hit by Walker. And St. Mary's got their 3-run cushion back. Thanks to Walker's 3rd RBI. Braid scores her 2nd run. Hit to short. They go to first with it. They had the play at second base. Laurie Sherrill, who had a base hit her first time up, grounds out shot to first. On the play, Walker winds up at second. They had the easy force at second, but the shortstop, Prasad, opted to go to first base. Gabby Marichal had another big 2-out single in the first inning, knocking in a run. She's got a chance again with a runner at second base. Hits it high in the air. Long run for the left fielder. Nice job by Cooperman to track it down. Well, another big hit by Walker after a base hit by Braid. St. Mary's gets another run. We finished 3. They got their 3-run cushion back. It's now at the end of 3 innings of play. It's St. Mary's 4, Newton South 1. 4, 5, and 6 for Newton South as we start the 4th inning. St. Mary's had that 3-run cushion. Newton South got a run in the 3rd. St. Mary's matched it in the bottom of the 3rd, and it's still a 3-run cushion for St. Mary's 4-1 as we start the 4th inning. A.B. Cooperman hit it well. She hit it, lined it right at Catino at first base. Catino made the play and stepped on the bag for a double play to end the 1st inning after Newton South had 2 on and 1 out. In for a strike. She's a left fielder. She's a big target. She's a big girl. Good size. I wonder if she plays basketball. Hit up in the air. Catino runs out of real estate as it's over the fence and out of play. So Frank Woolley gets on top of Cooperman. Way up and away. Swing and a miss. She gets it. Another strikeout. Three of the 4 innings have been started with strikeouts. Nora Prasad was involved in a controversial play. She reached on an error, went to third on a base hit, and when the throw got away, she tried to score, and they threw her out at the plate, and the coach argued that the throw went out of play, and they shouldn't have been able to make the defensive play and throw her out. Low for a ball. Missing inside for a ball. In for a strike, evens the count at 2. Hit in a right center field for a base hit. Zukas hustles, holds it to a single. Prasad's on for the second time. And Hannah Schwager, she got the base hit to right center field that Brooke Maloney made a great play on. If it gets by, it's going to be a double or a triple. It's going to be an RBI. She knocked it down and almost threw Prasad out of third. The throw to third was there, but it just short hopped the third baseman. That's the play that he threw the runner out at the plate when she tried to score. And caused a little bit of a controversy. Popped up. And Padilla's going to run out of real estate as it just goes over the fence into the St. Mary's dugout. And Schwager will get another chance. Difference between today and yesterday was the wind was blowing like 80 miles an hour. It's chilly today. Nowhere near as cold as it was yesterday, but still it's uncomfortable. Down and away for a ball. One out, a runner at first here in the top of the fourth. St. Mary's on top 4-1. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Good pitch. Catches Schwager looking. Beaverstream hit it well. Get it up in the air. Surreal made a nice play going back and making the play. She got an RBI. So she hasn't officially been up at bat, but she's got an RBI, the one run that Newton South has. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. Frank Woolley in her 4th inning of work. She's given up a hit an inning. The one run is unearned because there was an error in the inning. Swing and a miss. Shreve gave that one everything she had, but swung right through it. off the backstop foul. Deuces Wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. She strikes out the side. So she gave up the hit. The runner stranded at first. Seven strikeouts for Frank Woolley. We're halfway through the ball game. St. Mary's leading at 4-1. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Spartans to face Maddie Wong, who'll be starting her 4th inning. Again, this is interleague. Newton South against St. Mary's. St. Mary's looking to go 3-0 in the early season. Newton South is 2-1, and the one loss was to St. Mary's. St. Mary's making the trip to Newton. Riley Zukas, back in the first inning, hit it well. She hit a shot, looked like it was going into left field the other way, being a left-handed hitter. And the shortstop, Prasad, took a step or two to her right and picked it. In for a strike. So it'll be Zukas back to the top of the order. Ashley Padilla and Brooke Maloney to face Maddie Wong. Goes the other way to short. So he hits it to Prada again, to Prasad again. This time, this time Prasad had to throw her out. One up, one down. Ashley Padilla hit it well twice. She hit it deep to center field. Hazarika tracked it down. She hit it deep to right field. And Vivi Schriel tracked it down. So she hit it well both times, and she's 0 for 2. That's all you can do is get a pitch, hit as high as you can, and hope you get lucky. She did 2 out of 3. She just didn't get lucky. It stayed up long enough for the center field and right field to go get it. Waved at that pitch that was down and away. Hit in the air deep, that's coming right into my lap. She hit that a ton. The center field was laughing at me because I said it's coming right into my lap. She heard me. It bounced right. If the fence wasn't here, I could have made that play. She hit that right on the nose. It one-hopped. The one hop would have been right in my lap. Thank God the fence saved me. And third baseman playing close. Third baseman was in for Maloney, thinking maybe a bunt. And Padilla made her pay for it. The shortstop is going to catch the pop-up by Maloney. So Padilla is at third with the stolen base, but now there's 2 outs. Frank Woolley can help herself. She singled and scored in the first, popped to first. And hits it well by the left fielder to the fence. Second double in the inning by St. Mary's, and another big 2-out hit. This time the pitcher helps herself with an RBI. False claims out in the outfield. Mr. Braid said he would have saved me. He wasn't anywhere near the play. He was a half an hour late. The ball was already thrown back to the pitcher's mound when he came over and said, I would have saved you. Typical friend. I'm glad I don't have to rely on him for protection out here. So the third big 2-out hit for St. Mary's. Frank Woolley helps herself with a big double. St. Mary's adds another run. Braid draws a walk. She's on for the third time. Second time she's walked. Kylie Williams has popped to first and grounded to second. Padilla come very close to putting that ball out of the ballpark. I'm very glad she didn't, because I would have had to make the play. She gets hit with the pitch. Loads the bases. Can Michaela Walker do it again? She got a big 2-out hit for 2 RBI, and then she got another big hit for an RBI. She's knocked in 3 of the 5. She's 2 for 2 with 3 RBI. And she's up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Off the second baseman's glove. Nice play by the second baseman. That was going in a right center field for another base hit. She just got a glove on it, knocked it down, and was able to force Williams at second base. But St. Mary's gets another big 2-out hit. The pitcher, Frank Woolley, helps herself with a big 2-out double. They add another run. We finished 4 in this interleague battle. St. Mary's leads Newton South 5-1. We'll start the 5th inning. 8-9-1 for Newton South as they fell behind by another run now, with Frank Woolley helping herself with a big 2-out double. Addie Salick was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. She's the second baseman. She made that nice play to end the 4th inning, taking a hit and a couple of RBI away from Michaela Walker. Up and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. Up and in for a ball. I think Frank Woolley wanted that pitch. Waves at the pitch for strike 3, so the beat goes on. 4 of the 5 innings have been started with strikeouts. 8 strikeouts for Frank Woolley. Lauren Kelly, the catcher, was a strikeout victim, leading off the 3rd. Gets the bunt down. Outstanding play by Roma Braid. No wasted motion. Got right out, got it through a rocket to Catino at first base. Outstanding defensive play by the catcher. Perfect bunt by Kelly. But it's taken away by Roma Braid with a nice defensive play. In for a strike. The only inning that wasn't started with a strikeout was the second, and that was the infield error. That started that, was the start of that little controversy. Low for a ball. Braid does a very nice job behind the plate, handling the pitching. In for a strike. Do that right at the glove. Braid set the glove up, and Frank Woolley threw it right to the glove. Strike 3, I think she knew it. She was starting to the bench before he called it. 2 more strikeouts. Newton South is down in the 5th. A quick 1-2-3 inning. The first 1-2-3 inning for Frank Woolley. First inning, she didn't give up a hit. Nine strikeouts through 5 innings. St. Mary's will have the bottom 3, 7, 8, and 9 to face Maddie Wong in the bottom of the 5th inning, leading at 5-1. Interleague action, Newton South against St. Mary's. St. Mary's playing their 2nd game in 3 days after a huge win against Matignon St. Joseph combined here. And we welcome you again to a brand new season here at LETV. Outstanding basketball, hockey season. 11 teams, basketball, hockey here in the city of Lynn between the 4 schools that we represent. And 9 of them made the state tournament. St. Mary's had 4 in the state final. The boys won the Super Bowl. Girls basketball won the state championship. Boys basketball lost in the final. Girls hockey lost in the final. Outstanding season, winter season for St. Mary's. Lynn Tech, after having a dismal year, line shot by Lori Serial right to the 3rd baseman. After having a dismal 2022 season, Lynn Tech won the Vocational League Championship and won the State Vocational Championship and qualified for the state tournament. They had a great year. Lynn English won the GBL League easily, the boys had a great year. Link Classical girls went undefeated. Tom Sawyer, for the second time, he was a coach, assistant coach, last time they did it. He was a head coach now. They went undefeated in the regular season, won the GBL League. Bounced right back to the pitcher, Wong. Big hop right in her lap. Throws Gary Marichal out. Two up, two down in the fifth. So, very nice year for the Lynn teams. And Kip boys made the state tournament as well. I think they won a couple of games. Riley Zukas has hit the ball to the shortstop Prasad twice. Once a line drive that Prasad took a hit away. The other one was a ground ball throwing her out at first. So the lefty has gone to the left side. Runs up and takes it for a strike. They shortened up in the infield for Riley. She's the right fielder for St. Mary's. High for a ball. Punches it to third. They don't get it. They throw it away. She's going to take off and go to second base. I'm going to give her a base hit. I don't think they would have thrown her out. And then the error on the throw. So St. Mary's gets a runner in scoring position for Ashley Padilla, who's hit the ball well 3 times. She hit it deep to center, deep to right. And she was the one that hit it right in my lap last time. I'm saying that to alert Mr. Braid so he can be on in case he has to come over and save me. Hit in the right field for a base hit. Gets by. She's going to keep going. They're going to tend her home. She comes all the way around. She hit it down the right field line. They were playing away from her. Went all the way to the fence. She runs all the way around for a 2-run home run. So she hit 3 shots to center field, to right field, and then one that shot off the fence out here in right center field. And then she just reached and tapped it by the first baseman inside the right field line, all the way to the fence, and she just kept going all the way around. And that makes it 7-1 in favor of the Lady Spartans here in the bottom of the 5th. Brooke Maloney has walked and scored, grounded to second, popped to short. A little bit different. She put the bat behind her back and tried to bunt. Brooke was the first baseman as an 8th grader for the St. Mary's team, and she was a league all-star as a first baseman. And then she came back and moved to the outfield, where she's an outstanding outfielder. She's a great athlete. We mentioned before, basketball, soccer, softball. Lined in the right center field for a base hit. She's on for the second time. She swung right through that one that time after chopping the last couple of times. And that brings, we might be going to get a change. It looks as though the first baseman, Paige Taylor, is going to be the new pitcher. And Maddie Wong, the pitcher, will go to first base. So Taylor will be the new pitcher. Wong will go 4 2/3, giving up 11 hits. Walked a couple. 7 runs. They're all earned. She hit a batter. She walked 3 and 2 of them scored. So Paige Taylor will move over to the mound. It's almost like a football team, the Newton South girls softball team, with the numbers they have. It's unusual for softball. They've got numbers 78, 35, 99. Usually you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You might go 10, 11, 12. But they got second baseman is number 99. Although the second baseman now is Josie Weiner. Wearing number 4. As I say that, they pop it up to the second baseman. So Frank Woolley pops up for the third out. Taylor comes in with 1 pitch, ends the inning. But St. Mary's gets 2 on the 2-run home run by Padilla. And at the end of 5, it's now 7-1 St. Mary's over Newton South. 2, 3, and 4 for Newton South as we start the 6th inning. They now have a little deeper hole to dig themselves out of as St. Mary's leads by 6. Paige Taylor, who's now the pitcher, has walked and struck out. In for a strike. Just about every inning, Frank Woolley takes the mound. She's got another run to work with. The only exception was the 2nd inning. Low for a ball, 1-1. Swing and a miss. That looked like a changeup. 1-2. Way out in front of that pitch. High and tight for a ball. Evens the count at 2. Strike 3 called. The beat goes on. 5 of the 6 innings have been started with strikeouts. Ten strikeouts for Frank Woolley. Maddie Wong singled, grounded out to second. Missing wide for a ball. Her single, she wasn't on first base long. Cooperman, the next hitter, lined it to Katina at first, and she got doubled off to end the first inning. In for a strike. In for strike 2. Good pitch. Right on the knees on the outside corner. High and tight. Count evens at 2. missing for ball 3. Down and in for ball 4. Second walk given up by Frank Woolley. The first one was with way back in the first inning, the second hitter. Savvy Cooper was the one that lined it right to Catino for a double play in the first inning. Last time up, she struck out swinging. In first strike. Frank Woolley's the only player on St. Mary's not wearing a sweatshirt under her uniform shirt. Hit right back to the mound. They get one, they won't get two. Wasn't hit hard enough. But Frank Woolley helps herself with the defense. Getting it to the shortstop Walker. So 2 outs with a runner at first. Nora Prasad has been on twice. She reached on the error. She was involved in that controversial play when she got to third base and then took off and got thrown out the plate. Coach argued the throw went by the third base and was out of play. Umpire said no. Last time up, she got a base hit in first strike. Low for a ball. The run started to go, stopped, and then the ball actually got away from Roma Parade, but the runner had to stay at first base. Line foul. And we got deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit foul again off to the right side. That was like a check swing, almost like I'm not going to swing at that. Yes, I am. Went off the bat, went foul.
That's not something out of the ordinary.
Lines it foul off to the right again. Hit the shot. Walker will make the play to first. So the walk doesn't hurt. Newton South is down to the last 3 outs. St. Mary's leads it. 7-2, the Lady Spartans. As we move into the bottom of the sixth, it'll be the middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6 for St. Mary's. Looking to go 3-0, and they're 3 outs away from doing that. And they're 3 outs away from sweeping the series against Newton South. They beat them at Newton, and they're on the verge of making it 2-0. Roma Braid, Kylie Williams, Michaela Walker, the 3 hitters to face Paige Taylor, who will start an inning for the first time. She came in and got the 3rd out after Padilla hit a 2-run home run. And Maloney got a base hit. She came in and got a pop-up for 1 hitter. And this is not Roma Braid. This is Ashley Sewell. So they'll pinch hit for Braid. Pop foul out of play. That was a major league wild pitch. Lost that. As soon as it left her hand, it just sailed up over everything. Hit the backstop on the fly. Hit foul again. Addie Selleck is back at second base. She was out for an inning. Popped up, and just as I mentioned her name, she comes and makes the play. So 1 away. I don't think this is Kylie Williams. I can't. So I guess it is Kylie Williams. It's Riley Williams. I should know that after a couple of years. Popped to first, grounded to second, got hit by a pitch. Looks like she got a piece of that into the catcher's glove. High and tight for a ball. Down the way, the count goes full. And that's ball 4. So Williams is on for the second time. Michaela Walker's having a game. She's 2 for 3. She's knocked in 3 runs. And the last time up, it took a great play by the second baseman, Salick, going to her right, knocking it down, and here she's got another base hit. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, she hit the shot that was going into right center field. Salick knocked it down, and was able to make the force at second base and take a hit and a couple of RBI away from Walker. Now she's got her third hit. And Lori Sherrill, who was singled in 3 trips. Last time up she hit it a ton, but she lined it right at the third baseman. So 2 on with 1 out. Down and in for a ball. Solid shot into left field for a base hit. Williams around third. Out at the plate. Great play by the left fielder. Cooperman went down and got it, made a strong throw, and throws Williams out. Well, Sherrill gets her second hit. Runners move up to second and third. Gabby Marichal has a base hit and an RBI in 3 trips. Perfect throw by the left fielder Cooperman. And a nice tag by the catcher Kelly. Knocks the runner down at the plate. Up and away for a ball. Walker went to third on the hit. Sherrill went to second on the throw of the plate. In for a strike. That one rolls in. Off the catcher is going to score the run. Walker scores. Sherrill moves over to third. Off the catcher again. The run scores. The pitch was ball 4 to Marichal. And Riley Zukas will be the hitter. She lined to the shortstop, grounded out, shot to first. Got a base hit, and now she hits it to the shortstop again for a force out. St. Mary's gets 2. The walk started the inning. They had a runner thrown out the plate, but then 2 wild pitches gave them 2 more runs. And they've got a huge 9-1 lead. Newton South down to their last 3 outs. So at the end of 6, 9-1, St. Mary's over Newton South. 6, 7, 8 for Newton South as we start what appears to be the final inning with St. Mary's leading it 9-1. 6, 7, 8. And as we reach the 7th inning, the sun comes out. Hannah Schweiger singled and scored, struck out. Hit foul. Took the helmet right off Roma Braid. Sun comes out as bright as it's been in a week. I'll have to catch his glove.
That's what I'm gonna do. No sun.
It is really bright now. Where was it in the first 6 innings? High for a ball. Hit foul past third base. After yesterday's baseball game in the first 6 innings now, with the sun out now, it feels like summer. Popped up. Homer Braid makes the play behind the plate. Her second play. First one was a great play, throwing the would-be bunter out. I think Emma DaCosta is going to be the hitter. Hitting for Shreve. Swing and a miss. That looked like a change-up. In on the hands. Hit foul past third base. Oh, 2 the count to the pinch hitter. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Eleven strikeouts for Frank Woolley. Newton South down to the last out. This is Salick, the second baseman, who was struck out twice, once called, one swinging. Hits it in the air, going back. What a tremendous play. What a way to end the game. Boy, Sharia went back over. That's an ESPN highlight. She went back over her head, falling down, made the catch. What a tremendous play. Second 1-2-3 inning for Frank Woolley. She had a great game. She gave up 4 hits, spread them out over 4 innings. She walked 2, spread them out over the first and the 6th. She struck out 11. St. Mary's will get their 3rd straight win. They sweep the series, going 2-0 against Newton South, and they win it by a score of 9-2. St. Mary's got 3 in the first inning. They had back-to-back walks. A walk to Maloney, a hit by Frank Woolley, a walk to Braid. Loaded the bases with 2 outs. Michaela Walker got a big single, knocking in 2. And then after a single by Sherrill, kept the inning alive. Gabby Marichal got a big 2-out hit, knocking in a run, and it was 3-0. Newton got their run in the second inning. Prasad reached on an error, went to third on Schwager's hit. When the ball got by the third baseman, Prasad tried to score. That caused the controversy. The coach thought to throw it out of play, and the runner should have scored. They threw the runner out at the plate. Schwager, in the meantime, went all the way to third. She scored on a sacrifice fly by Vivi Shrieg, and that was it for Newton South, their only run of the game. St. Mary's got the run back in the third. Braid led with a single, went to second on a ground ball and scored on the RBI by Walker. Made it 4-1. They added a run. Padilla got a double, stole third, and scored on Frank Woolley's double. Another big 2-out hit for St. Mary's. Made it 5-1. They got two more in the fifth. After 2 outs, Zukas got a base hit, a bunt, beat it out, and Padilla followed with a 2-run home run to make it 7-1. And then in the sixth inning, Williams got thrown out at the plate after she walked. Walker, who had singled, went to third. Surreal, who got the base hit, went to second. A wild pitch scored Walker. A wild pitch scored Surreal. And it was 9-1, and that was the final score. St. Mary's going to 3-0. Newton South dropping to 2-2. St. Mary's sweeping the series. For St. Mary's, Padilla had a couple of nice plays at third. She got a double and a 2-run home run. Knocked in 2, scored 2. Maloney had a walk and a single, scored a run. Made a nice defensive play in the outfield. Frank Woolley, the pitcher, besides striking out 11, giving up only 4 hits and walking 2, she got a single, a double, scored a run, and knocked in a run. Roma Braid had a walk, a single, and a walk, scored 2. Michaela Walker had a big game, had 3 base hits. The first one, a big 2-out single to get St. Mary's off and running. She knocked in 3. Lori Surreal had 2 singles, scored a run. And one of the times they got her out, she hit a shot right at the third baseman. Gabby Marichal was on base twice with a walk and RBI single. And Riley Zukas had a bunt single and scored a run on Padilla's 2-run home run. So everybody getting in the act, getting hits, scoring runs, knocking in runs, especially Walker with 3 RBI. And they got 3 times. Walker in the first inning, Marichal in the first inning, Frank Woolley in the fourth inning, getting big 2-out hits to knock in runs to add to their big lead to help them win it 9-2. Again, Frank Woolley, 11 strikeouts, 2 hits, gave up only 4 walks, spread the walks and the hits out over many innings, and she gets the big win. St. Mary's goes to 3-0. Newton South goes to 2-2. The final score is St. Mary's 9, Newton South 1. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.